All these great people. Please get down. And I just want to say thank you all. Our son, Joey. Who's number one? Joey.
Stand over here. Stand over here.
Joey.
This is my dad. The next man is John.
I'm speechless. Thank you so much. Let me say happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm not Irish, but I think today we are all Irish. It's been a beautiful day so far. I want to thank my family, my lovely wife Jenny Lou, our son Joey Lou. I want to thank the rest of my family here. Jenny's mom, my mother-in-law, Sohing Lee. My sister-in-law and her husband and kids, Amy and Peter Hahn, and Ashley and Melissa. I want to thank my sister-in-law and her husband, May Lee and Sean Diaz,
Jenny,
their three kids, Lizzie, Bella, and Johnny Boy. I want to thank my sister-in-law and her husband, Sarah and Dwan Zitich, and their boys, Marcus and Logan. And I want to thank all my fellow New Yorkers for being here with me today. Thank you so much. Because like so many other New York stories, it began somewhere else. My family immigrated from Taiwan when I was 5 years old, looking for the same thing countless families have, even those from Ireland. Opportunities. Because that's the sacred promise of New York City. Come here, work hard, dream big, and work even harder. And if you do all that, you have a chance to make good. My parents truly believed in that promise, that an immigrant family named Blue could work their way up to become like a family named Kennedy. And that's why they named me John. And you can ask my brothers, Robert and Edward. My parents kept their part of the promise. My dad taking a job far beneath what he had had in Taiwan. And my mom spending years in a sweatshop, many days that I had to join her in. And New York kept its promise to us. Because if we didn't quite rival the Kennedys in prominence, a New York City public school kid like me could make it all the way up to New York City Comptroller. Promise kept. And that's the New York City we believed in. And that's the New York City I'm fighting to bring back. Because I don't need to tell you that economic justice and equal opportunity have gone the way of checkered cabs and 50-cent slices. That in New York City these last 12 years, the rich keep getting filthy rich. And far too many New Yorkers can't even think to get ahead because they're struggling just to get by. The simple fact is that a guy working on a Wall Street trading desk has a greater shot of climbing into the 1% than a hard-working single mother has to climb out of poverty. There's an old Chinese story. A struggling town begs the emperor to send relief. The emperor replies, "Just tighten your belts." The town replies, "Well, please, send belts." That's the imperial. Small business owners, struggling teachers and students, many of whom are here. Mayor Bloomberg and his enablers have made it harder for them while making it so easy for the wealthiest New Yorkers to leave the rest of us behind. That's not just, that's not right, and that's not New York. That's not. Now, other candidates will also talk about housing, public education, and job creation, about struggling families and tough times. But the difference between them and I is I've lived it. The fears, the challenges, and struggles that most New Yorkers are facing today. I know what it's like to work your heart out and barely keep your head above water. I know what it's like for every single member of the family to have to pull their weight so they don't go under. And that's why I know what it's like to fight tooth and nail for every New Yorker, every person in this great city. And I know something else too. When you go after powerful people and rich corporations, they're gonna come after you. They certainly have made my life challenging. But let me be clear, we are not backing down. They didn't want us to recover millions of dollars in wages stolen from cheated workers, but we did. That's right. They didn't want us to expose that women and minorities were not getting city business, but we did. They didn't want us to uncover that the MTA was using 2 sets of books to rip off the public, but we did. They didn't want us to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, from the mayor's pet projects like City Time and the 911 call system, projects that were robbing us blind because they were the very ones wasting our money and betraying our trust. And they didn't want us recovering billions of dollars for the people of this city. Money used for schools, hospitals, and senior centers and housing. And the powerful sure don't want you and I to fight together for a higher minimum wage, a living wage, because they're more concerned about their bottom line than the poverty line. That's right. Now, as mayor, I'll do what I've always done. As councilman, as comptroller, to stand up to the powerful persons or entrenched interests who are standing in the way of what's right. That's called leadership. The kind of leadership that this city is crying out for right now. The kind of leadership that will fight for a city where opportunity, real opportunity, is within the reach of every New Yorker, in every neighborhood of our city. Because this can't be a city of the rich and poor, of them and us. New York City needs to be one city. One city where everyone gets a fair wage and a fair shot. One city where we take care of the needy and take on the greedy. One city where a family can afford the roof over their heads and not have to fear bullets coming through the windows. One city where you don't have to worry about being stopped and frisked simply because you happen to be the wrong color. And one city where schools stop closing and grades start rising, where there's lower class sizes from K to 12 and higher education to given to every kid who deserves it. And with your help, I'll be a mayor who fights not only for every borough, but for every block in every neighborhood. And I'll be a mayor who knows how to be a fiscal watchdog in the face of looming deficits, all the while understanding that it's not just about cost, it's about need. I'll be a mayor not of the 1%, but of the 100%. So I'm proud to stand with my wife Jenny, our son Joey, all of our fellow New Yorkers here. I, as a proud product of New York City public schools, a proud immigrant, someone who left the private sector for public service, I proudly announce that I'm running to be mayor of the city of New York. Because this city makes a promise with us that every single New Yorker has the opportunity to succeed. And I'm going to make damn sure that that promise is fulfilled. So are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? Then let's get to it, because we have an election to win and we've got a city to change.